Facility that the church gets to use 24/7. Give the Lord a clap. Amen. My name is Ron Moran, Dr. Moran, and for the last 100 years, God has called me to be a church planter. And some years ago, about 4 years ago, I left off working with denominations and started to plant churches such as this. And the ministry we have, Gilgal Christian Community, helps people plant churches because we need hundreds, we need thousands of new churches across the GTA in Canada. And so it's a great pleasure to work in this area and to work with my esteemed colleague, Reverend Osbourne Murray and Sandra as well. And so tonight we are very blessed to be here because it's not only a new thing, but it's God's passion. Some people are not really turned on by church today. They say, you know, you don't have to be a church to be a Christian. And I find that very odd because God said, go you forth and multiply. Well, he didn't say to create families. But guess what? Once you create children, you have a family. Once you make disciples, you have a church. Amen?
Amen.
And some years ago, our speaker of tonight, Dr. Aaron Kerr, was a student of mine as well. He then went on to complete his bachelor degree at Tyndale University. He has a doctorate in ministry from Southwestern University. And he is a church planter. So all of you tonight who long for community, long for family, long for connection, long for witness, tonight you will rejoice in one who is in affinity with Mount Horeb Sanctuary of Praise, because he too is a dynamic church planter. Dr. Aaron Kerr is pastor of Daily Hope Community Church in Mississauga. And this year he has been asked to take over a wonderful position, the position of the church planter of Gilgal Christian Community. Please come forward and set up.
Yes.
Please come forward. We'll give you ample time to do that, okay? Thank you so much. And give Brother Cato a great hand, too. Amen. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And our organization has actually, in the past 4 years, planted over 50 churches in the GTA. We work with men and women who have a call of God. We're not looking for people with money. Wouldn't hurt if you had any, but we're not really looking. We're looking for people who have the call of God and passion, okay, and character. And we will work with anyone to plant a community of faith. And so Dr. Kerr has come alongside, and he has worked with our establishing of missional communities. He has taught in our church planting intensives. We are having one next week for new church planters. I think we'll have about a half a dozen new candidates to plant a half a dozen new churches. If you have a desire and a passion and a calling, we can help you plant a church. And this year, we came to the decision that it is time for me to be working with this huge group of churches, but we want to keep planting churches and keep planting churches and keep planting churches. Amen? Amen. We need churches like this. In our city, we're not going to have big churches anymore. We're going to have churches like this, hundreds of them, thousands of them, all over. And I'm so pleased to say that Dr. Kerr has taken on the mantle of the church planter, and he is now ready to start planting groups of churches throughout the GTA. He's a great friend of mine, a great man of God, and you're going to really enjoy the Word of God tonight. And I want you to focus on the fact that God is doing a new thing. creating
Amen.
new churches, new communities for His honor and for His glory. And we thank God tonight for Mount Horeb Sanctuary of Praise. I know this is going to be ready in about a minute, so only have a minute. I want to tell you how proud I am of you, Reverend Osbourne Murray. Reverend Murray said to me about 2.5 years ago, we met at a McDonald's at Jane and Finch. Do you remember?
Yes.
And we talked about going forward. And he presented to me all of the things that had to happen in his life for him to be able to move forward and plant the church. And he said to me, Dr. Moran, we've got things in our